My brother uninvited our mother from his wedding. Now she's upset that I went anyway.
You uninvited your own mom?
Yeah.
That's brutal.
What'd she do?
Dang.
Who? The cast. Mom, brother, sister-in-law, aunt, uncle, cousin, dad, and me. When? Between 2020 and 2022.
I like the telling of the story.
Where? The beach and the mountains. What? A wedding. Why? True love?
I love this.
Question mark. By the way, this comes from Annual Stress 5 on the OKstorytime subreddit. So, our story goes way back to before the wedding in 2022, but after the engagement of brother and sister-in-law in 2020, it starts in 2021 on a week-long vacation to the beach for mom's 50th birthday. We were staying in a very picturesque condo with 3 separate bedrooms that had direct beach access, and the unit was absolutely beautiful with the most amazing views of the patio. On this vacation were 6 people: mom, brother, sister-in-law, aunt, cousin, and me. We were roomed in pairs: brother-in-law and sister-in-law, aunt and cousin, mom, and me. This vacation had been planned months in advance, and mom was so excited. She planned out a week of fun activities, including a sunset cruise to see dolphins, mini golfing, restaurants, of course, beach time, and more.
Sounds like a good trip.
Sounds like a good time, yeah.
Yeah, especially the dolphins.
It was supposed to be a lovely week that was unfortunately marred very quickly by a nasty fight. We arrived late on a Friday, and we were scheduled to be out by the following Friday. Sunday night after dinner, there was a massive argument between sister-in-law and I. I don't even remember all the details now. It culminated when she called me a brat, and I called her a bee, and we stormed off to our separate rooms. Yikes.
Not good.
Not good.
Not good on anyone's part.
From here, there are 2 versions of the rest of the night. Mom's version. Well, I had a massive panic attack because I'm mentally sick, TM.
Is that what OP thinks, or is that what mom thinks?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. Mom went to the bedroom where brother and sister-in-law were. She tried to talk to them and tell sister-in-law that she was being very mean to me. She implored sister-in-law to apologize to me, but sister-in-law was being stubborn and refused to talk to me. Mom eventually left the room and came to help me calm down in our room.
I love the telling of this story.
It's great.
I wish every story was told
It's
like
very
this.
It's very cinematic.
Yeah.
Sister-in-law's version. I can see it like it's playing that, and then it like goes
Yeah.
and then we go back to sister-in-law's version. Well, I had a massive panic attack because I'm mentally sick, TM.
Who's saying this?
Mom went to the bedroom where brother and sister-in-law were. Sister-in-law says that mom started screaming at her, and brother calling them all sorts of nasty names and other terrible things.
Oh, no.
She even accused sister-in-law of being an abusive person. Meanwhile, brother was having an epileptic seizure on the bed due to the stress of it all. Sister-in-law started crying and having a panic attack of her own as well. Eventually, mom left the room and came to help me calm down in our room.
Whoa, let's just slow down.
Damn. So we got 2 sides of this story.
That's a crap show.
Yeah.
We have a mom screaming at sister-in-law. We have brother literally having a seizure on the bed.
Yeah.
And then sister-in-law freaking out.
Well, that's what the sister-in-law says happened. Whereas we have the mother's version is, she went in there to try and talk to them, and
like,
the sister-in-law freaked out.
I calmly screamed at her.
I calmly raised my voice very loudly. Well, we don't know. We don't know which story is true. I believe that there is some truth in both. I think mom thinks she was talking nicely and that sister-in-law was being a hard butt, but she was coming across a lot louder and meaner than she thought. I also think that sister-in-law was being a little stubborn, but for a good reason. If she had come out to talk to me, I think the fight would have escalated further and the place would have burst into a ball of flames. Regardless, sister-in-law and brother stayed in their room for the next day and a half. They only came out for food and water and didn't speak to anyone else. Aunt and cousin tried to stay out of it, but were very much in the middle, and it put a bad strain on their vacation. Things cooled off by Wednesday, mom's birthday, and we all got along mostly for the rest of the week. I apologized to sister-in-law, and she apologized to me, and we've been good since then.
That's
wow.
great.
Okay.
All it needed was that, not someone to be screamed at.
Yeah, I guess
that's what
so.
happens.
I guess it was just a little chat. Sadly, the same is not true for sister-in-law, brother, and mom. Throughout the following months, things continued to deteriorate between brother, sister-in-law, and mom. I don't know all of the details of what contributed to the downfall of the relationship. I do know that my mom continued to make wild accusations at them and then backtrack and try to apologize. This cycle continued up until the wedding. There was one big accusation that mom made during this time that was the nail in the coffin for her.
What do you think it was? If you had to guess. Like a big one.
Maybe there's like 3 that I can think of.
All right,
like cheating,
Uh-huh.
baby trapping, or gold digger.
Wow.
Those are my 3.
You read a lot of stories.
I read a lot of stories. Just throwing one out there. What do you think it is?
You know more than me.
I guess so. Let's see.
We'll see.
She accused brother of marrying sister-in-law only because she was pregnant. What's absolutely crazy about this is that brother proposed a year and a half before the wedding. They also had their location and date reserved over a year before the wedding as well. So this wasn't even close to being a possibility. But it really set off brother and sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
what an
I mean,
awful
incredibly
thing to
rude.
say.
Yeah.
Like totally legitimize someone's relationship.
Yeah, to just
Like dismiss it.
While mom initially got a save the date for the wedding, she did not receive a wedding invitation when they sent out the actual invitations. She was crushed by this news that everyone else in the family got an invitation, and she, the mother of the groom, did not. Mom eventually started to tell those in the family who were going, primarily aunt, uncle, dad, and I, that we shouldn't be going in solidarity with her.
What?
She said that we were choosing sides and against her because we still planned on going. This is really ridiculous because this mom has kind of dug her own grave.
Yeah.
It's clear that the sister-in-law and brother can be, reasoned with based off of OP's interactions.
Mhm.
Like they had a pretty big
Great
fight.
point. Yeah.
And then they
were able to
apologized and they
repair
moved
mend
on.
from it.
But the mother just keeps like digging and digging and digging.
Yeah, and then to say that,
Yeah.
that you're dismiss the whole relationship.
Yeah.
Like,
And then be shocked that you're not going to come to the wedding?
yeah. But like also as a mom to not be invited to your own son's wedding, so awful.
Yeah.
However, to just expect that the rest of the family isn't going to show up.
Yeah,
to
is
your
not allowed to
son's-
go either because of your behavior.
And like as a mother, like I think part of being a mom is selflessness.
Yes.
And to want your own son, even if you don't have a healthy relationship right now and you're not going to go, you weren't invited, which sucks. But at the same time,
Yeah,
you
why
don't
would you
want
want-
your own son to not have any family
No.
at their wedding. And if that is the case, if that's what you expect, well,
No, she needs to figure out because just her whole attitude towards the wedding and towards her son is just really messed up. And she doesn't seem to realize that her behavior is what's causing all this. Here's the thing. Dad was officiating the wedding and uncle was a groomsman. Also, aunt and uncle were supplying their homemade wine for the wedding. This left aunt and I in a tricky spot where we want to support mom while she was going through a rough time, but didn't want to skip the wedding. After all, why should we forfeit our spots when mom kept doing things to dig herself a hole? Are you ready for the cherry on top of this putrid mess of a wedding cake?
no, I'm not ready.
A sister-in-law and brother did end up inviting mom to the wedding and sent an invitation, but they did so 2 weeks before the wedding with some stipulations.
Okay, wait. So was the mom at that point had just like, I never got an invite,
She never got an invite.
or she did get an invite, but
She
was
got to
covering
save
it?
the date, and then she didn't get an invite.
Okay.
And so now they're saying that 2 weeks before the wedding, they sent the invite. Yeah. She had to sit in the back during the ceremony. She wasn't allowed to go to the reception. And her 28-year-old boyfriend, okay,
28.
was not allowed to come.
Talk about an age gap.
Man, I think there were other things as well, but those are the main ones.
It's kind of funny that they made that a stipulation.
Yeah, it's
of
just like you can't bring
Also,
your
F
28-year-old
your
boyfriend.
relationship.
Yeah.
You can't bring your partner.
It's like you're only with him because he's young. This sent mom into a frenzy where she continued to make more accusations at brother and sister-in-law for having the restrictions and not trusting her to behave. She also continued to accuse aunt and I for taking sides after their disgusting behavior. I tried to talk brother and sister-in-law into inviting her and at least allowing her to come to the reception. I promised I wouldn't allow anything to happen, and if something did, I would take mom out. All this to no avail. Mom decided not to go to the wedding.
Damn.
Her reason, she already had other plans that she didn't want to cancel. She reserved a cabin in the woods for some me time with her boyfriend and our half sister. Yeah, not sure how that's me time, but that ain't my business, I suppose. Insert Kermit drinking tea.
It's your son's wedding. I feel like there's not many
she's
more.
being petty. She doesn't actually care about this cabin more than her son.
I actually can't make it to your wedding.
She just feels like she's been slighted, and so she's like, well, I'm going to put it to you. I'm not going to come to the wedding. Yeah. I understood that she wanted to go to the cabin. She had already paid for a weekend away. I understand that this whole incident was traumatizing for her as well, since she was being excluded from her only son's wedding. She still made the decision to not go, though, even with the conditions to her invitation. And there are no conditions for you guys to join us live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST on YouTube. Just tap her profile.
No conditions, no stipulations.
And there is a little bit left, but any final thoughts that you have?
Those are my thoughts.
Yeah. The thing is that at the end of the day, like, it is a big deal to, like, not invite a parent.
Mm-hmm. But as a parent, that would be so hurtful.
Yeah. But like her behavior consistently was just really disrespectful and rude.
Super
and then she
rude,
was
insulting,
invited. Yeah.
Was invited.
Decided not to come. Decided her pride was, which I think is kind of the theme throughout the story of just her pride getting in the way. Yeah. Constantly. And she's just not able to apologize and own up for her actions.
Yeah. And I could totally understand being like upset that you're invited, but you're not allowed to come to the reception. You can't bring your own partner.
Yeah.
But at that point, you kind of have to, have some self-awareness and understand why.
Yeah.
And understand that your behavior kind of led to that and put them in a situation where they don't want you close.
Exactly. Like if you want, you could have that relationship with them. Like the only thing preventing it is you. At the end of the day, though, it was a beautiful wedding. Oh. Everything went smoothly. Yay. And though Aunt and I missed her quite a bit, we were able to have a wonderful time despite her absence.
Or because of it.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like maybe because she was gone. I still stand by my choice to go to the wedding because it's not like me not going would stop the whole wedding. Nothing would have changed other than I would have missed out on a fun party and one of the most important events of my brother's life. However, I want to know what you guys think. Should I have gone? Should I have done something more to try to support my mom? And that is the end of that story. I think you absolutely should have gone because this is your brother. This is an important relationship in your life.